should be right.
No,
So I guess, after
Sure.
a fake starting here in our side, technical issues, only 1 minute late, so I think
No
we're
problem.
good. Now we're live. So happy week, everyone. I hope you have a good one. It's
Definitely.
Monday morning, and yes.
I just had a nice cup of coffee at Thomas.
Ooh,
So
nice.
good start for me.
Yeah, and you're
Nice to be
also
here.
invited to have a cappuccino there. You should try it out. It's very nice. Just let me close my Facebook page.
Otherwise, there's an echo.
There's an echo. So we're here today with Marielle.
Hello.
She's the founder of Sit to Meet and also the Serendipity Machine. So those are the two channels where we're having this Facebook Live every week. And now we're also on SoundCloud for a podcast. So everything I'm going to say here today, you can also hear in a podcast format. To make it very easy, so when you're in the train, going back home, in the bike, you can listen to us tell a little bit today about B Corps.
Yeah, because we are recertified again for the next 2 years. So we're very happy with that.
Yeah, so Sit is officially a B Corp again. So it already was...
Since 2015?
2015. So we already were for 2 years, and we keep being into 2019 now.
Yeah, we are very proud that we were one of the first European B Corps certified back then in 2015.
Yeah.
So we were invited earlier this year to go for the assessment, go through the assessment again. And we survived. We managed again.
It's quite amazing, quite amazing. And I just wanted to tell a little bit, for those who don't know what B Corps are, a little bit of what it is.
Yeah.
So B Corps, from what I made a little bit of a research to tell a little bit here. Started in 2007, so it's 10 years now, and it started as a certified thing for companies who are not only searching to be the best of the world, but to be the best for the world. So
for people, planet, and profit.
Yeah, exactly. You're the expert as well.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's good to.
After 3 months working on the assessment,
and
it was quite a challenge for us because we are, I think, with what we do and the way we make impact in society, we are quite in front of. A new thing, what we call social capital. Yeah. And that's still not in the assessment. So I also took a lot of time to give feedback to B Lab Europe, which are the research, that's the committee who needs to prove that you're really making impact on certain aspects. Yes. So it's on the environment, social impact, environmental impact, and impact on the people you work with and the partners you work with, and every aspect is being checked. Yeah. But what we do actually, which is not immediately translated into monetary capital, that's quite difficult to capture that. Yes. So that's where we've spoken a lot about, and that's also one of the reasons that we wanted to be certified, to inspire other companies to start doing so and to share their abundance of potential of people in your environment.
Yes, of course, and it's pretty amazing. I think System is already an inspiration by itself, already by having like social capital and sharing abundance, and already so long ago. Actually, System is also completing 10 years this year.
Yeah. So 12 years ago, we started off with our first pilot version of System, and it evolved during the last 12 years. Until what it's now. So 10 years ago, we started in 2007, exactly when B Corps also was founded.
Exactly. So it's
not a coincidence, probably.
No singularity. There's definitely a movement towards more conscious capitalism and society, of course.
Yeah,
so it's,
definitely. There's a strong need of changing the way we collaborate, the way we interact with each other. And that's where we started 12 years, why we started 12 years ago, by building a real playing field, a new way of, a new physical and virtual space for people to interact and to start working together differently.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. That's very interesting. And I think it's cool that you come from a very different background than most of the people who want a new economy come from. Because usually the people, at least that I meet, they're more like fresh out of school, and they're or more like communication wise, like a lot of people call them hippies.
New generation.
Yeah, exactly. But you come really from a business
business perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also something that is very interesting to talk about, because a lot of people think that making good is not equal to making money. But I think it's very interesting that you don't see it that way. It's making money can also be good. It's the people who make money, they're not evil.
Definitely. So for us, there's a sequence in when you invest a lot in people and make them or create a better environment for them. Then in the end, making money is also a result.
Yeah.
So for me and my business partner also has a very much a hospitality background. So we are on the edge of hospitality and tech. And tech is an enabler of giving people a real environment to where they feel at home, where they feel comfortable, where they can be themselves, and where they can develop to the best version of themselves. That's what we aim for.
That's the whole vision of the future for Sitsumid, and also the Serendipity Machine.
And in the end, when people get stronger, when they feel stronger and richer, then in the end they will also make more money. Yes. So that's also why I like B Corps. That's the first. I normally really hate certificates, and because you need to step into those structures again, and need to fulfill specific how do you say that, goals,
requirements,
what they think are important. And also in the B Corp certification process, that's what I faced a lot. That we just don't fit in. You don't fit in the old way of looking at creating impact in society and people and profit, and so the route we take is totally different, but in the end,
different in what way?
That's I think what we aim for is investing in that social capital, which is in the beginning not about money at all. It's a transaction of abundance of potential talents of people, and I think society really needs it, that people step out of their existing structures and interact with people who have a totally different background and totally different vision on doing things, and if they start collaborating, then in the end the world will become better, and we all make more money as a result.
Yeah, you truly get innovation from that, right? From those encounters that are usually not don't happen in the outside world, in the traditional world.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put them all together, totally new things can come out of it, and I think that's also being the best version of yourself for yourself as well, because you transform in that way.
Yeah, you transform, and that's also why we believe serendipity has something to do with the unexpected encounters between people, and that's what's needed. People within organizations, people within countries, and they have to learn from each other and aim for a better world together. And then I think in the end that's what happens, and that's also why a network like B Corps with totally different companies, but all using their company as a way to change society. That's what we have in common. So that's why I think it's more than 2,000 companies now worldwide in a bit more than 50 countries. Oh. So it's about time that Europe also is part of that movement.
Yeah, of course.
So for us, that was also a way to expand our vision on serendipity.
Yes, of course.
Which
and it's also about interacting with those companies. I also, in my research, I was seeing some of the companies that are also B Corps here in the Netherlands, and I actually found a few of them that we already work with.
Yeah.
So Snapcar is one of them. It's also from sharing economy. They share cars.
Yeah.
So and they work right here. We've been talking to them. So
we work together really intensively with the last couple of years, last 10 years, with all those sharing companies, sharing initiatives, because they really do things differently. So Snapcar is an example,
and it's also sharing economy is really about sharing abundance.
Yeah, definitely. And that's actually also what we at Seeds to Meet do.
Exactly.
We offer abundant spaces and a physical spot for people to come together to collaborate.
Yeah, and Seeds to Meet really pioneered in that because
Exactly.
as the sharing economy boomed in the last years, Seeds to Meet is already here for 12 years. So really, it's a pioneer on that, and it's even more pioneer when it shares abundance not for money but for social capital. That's what you're saying as well.
Exactly.
But I think it's cool that there's this whole relationship with Seeds to Meet and other companies as well.
Yeah, that's why we embrace them. The more of those kind of initiatives are there, the better it is.
Yeah.
And
of course.
what we just started, that's also something great, I think, with some other B Corps in the Netherlands. We just started off with the Social Impact Factory to make a bridge to other B Corps, and we really started a new entity together to create a hotspot in this case, where everything can come together, which is called social enterprises or doing business in a social way. And there are so many challenges and topics, in society as a whole, in every corner of society, there are challenges to be that we face. So we thought there has to be one very visible, easy accessible space. So in Utrecht we started off opposite to Tivoli Vredenburg in a really nice monumental building.
Right in the center. It's a beautiful place.
That's also, we do that together with Brugging van der Velde, bvdv.nl, which is an accounting company, I wanted to say, a lawyer company. So that's what they do. And we have Kirkman Company, which is also
they are also
consultant.
B Corp.
They're also B Corp certified and also involved now in B-Lab Europe. So they're also... as a company involved in the whole movement. And then we have the association of the Social Impact Factory, which was already there for 3 years right now. And then on a yearly base, we organize a very big event with thousands of participants
it was amazing.
To come together. And so it will really be a dynamic hotspot in the Netherlands.
It comes in time because I feel that this movement of B Corps, of a different kind of economy and a different way of capitalism, if it is still called capitalism, but it's really becoming mainstream. So I feel that there's really a need of a place where those things happen and where people can really meet and exchange what they've been doing.
So actually what we do already for 10 years or 12 years at Seeds to Meet locations is exactly that. And this is also a Seeds to Meet powered by location, so it's part of the ecosystem. But we have around 100 Seeds to Meet physical spots in the Netherlands, and then a lot more serendipitous spots
all over the world as
in
well.
Between all those spots and all over the world, there are 500 right now. We're expanding very fast at the moment.
Almost 30 countries. So if you're watching, it's very possible that you can also work in.
Definitely. So anybody is invited to step in and to also create access to that ecosystem and invite people to have serendipitous meetings. Together.
And just last week we launched the app as well. I think it's also cool to say that in a moment here that we launched the app, and there you can find all the Seeds to Meet locations and all the serendipitous spots.
Exactly.
And check in and see who's around and create this social capital and this serendipity to see what really comes out of it. So it's really about transforming yourself. So
really experience it. That's definitely what you have to do to find out what it can bring to you. And so we were already doing that, exactly what we do at the Social Impact Factory. But right now we made it, I think, even more visible, and it's in a great building. So it's also for the establishment, the old world companies, is recognized as a space where they are invited to come.
Yeah, there is really focus on social impact, right? Because right now we're here at Seeds to Meet in Hoogkaterijnen, and here you really have every kind of people.
Every initiative is welcome here. And also at the Social Impact Factory, because everything what we do has something to do with couldn't we do that a bit more social? And the focus is definitely there on more social way of doing enterprises.
Yeah. And I was also telling a little bit about how those social enterprises and B Corps and this different way of economy, it's also becoming mainstream. So I also listed some of the companies that you definitely know, and they are also B Corps. So you probably know Ben & Jerry's. So my favorite ice cream. My favorite ice cream.
I have to admit, that's also one of the reasons to want to become a B Corp.
Free Ben & Jerry. no, and Patagonia also for clothing and gear, sport gear, and Etsy. It's also a very big website. And I think it's funny because I feel that a lot of people consume things from those companies and the day by day, and they don't know the social side from those companies. So you really see how mainstream they're becoming because we really consume those products every day, and they're really working on making impact in the world. And of course, Sits to Meet as well. And
Dopper, you maybe know those bottles where we that we use. That's also B Corp.
Those green ones. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Ben & Jerry's, but there's also another ice company. Or Tony Chocolonely. A nice chocolate company, which is a very commercial company as well, but still they focus on where the chocolate comes from and what stories they can share about the people who really worked very hard to make it possible for us to enjoy that great chocolate.
Yeah, and without making harm to the world. So I think that's something very cool, that it's also easier for the consumer to put their money on good initiatives, and it's possible to live by it, by your put the money where your mouth is. If you really believe in this new kind of economy, if you really want the world more this way, it's possible to consume those kind of products as well. And I think that's pretty awesome that now we have more and more options. What you said is already 2,000 companies in 50 countries.
Yeah, and that's not a lot still. So it's growing very fast.
Yes.
But you really should have a look if you are interested into the website, and you can look for companies and check why they do what they do and where they focus on.
Yeah.
And I think that's also what B Corps helps those companies with, to share the stories behind the company.
Yes,
so
definitely.
The governance and things, that's really important, that you really have your mission, your goal in life, that you have that you really make a statement for that. So all your stakeholders are aware of those that shared vision.
Yeah, and there's a transparency thing as well, right? And actually, B Corps, they have 180 factors that they check in every company. I think maybe now it's even more.
Thank you.
Didn't
take me 3 months for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that because you really have to take them seriously, because it's super hard to become one.
Yeah.
So
and most corporates, I think they just don't. They can never manage to become one, because there's really a lot of factors checked that you just can't
go through all the bullet points. Yeah, but it's pretty amazing, and all of them, it's not only about the environment, but it's also how you treat your stakeholders, also your employees. It's also about transparency, what the data you share with the world. So it's really something to be taken seriously. Of course,
are there questions, Bia? I'm just curious if there's somebody who has a question.
No, I see
now that I'm here and sitting here, and she did research, and I can tell you all about the things I face. So if there's somebody who's interested in becoming a B Corp or doing business with B Corps, and please ask.
Yeah. I think that we don't have that many people seeing us right now. But,
because normally it's 2:00, in the afternoon.
Yeah, usually.
So I changed it because of my schedule. So sorry, I'm the one.
It's okay. We can have you maybe another day, and we have every month a theme. Yeah. And in October, it's Pink October. It's the Powerful Woman month. So I want to have only very powerful women here, and of course you're already invited.
I'd love to be here.
You're such an inspiration. So maybe in October, when you want to send your question, you can also do it. Marielle will definitely
and also before October, just send it to me, Marielle@seedstomeet.com.
I'll put her email in the comments.
And you're more than welcome to send me an email or in the comments.
Yeah,
so I'll share my opinion.
Great, but it was very cool. I think we spoke about almost everything that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Again, if you have any questions about B Corps, Marielle here just spent 3 months
working on it.
Yeah,
but that's normally it's not necessary for I think for most companies who fit a bit better in the boxes they offer. Then it's okay. But for me, it was quite I have to admit, it was quite frustrating that the most powerful way of making impact is not captured in the B Corp assessment. So that's why I had a lot of dialogue and chats with the people. And so now I'll connect them to our professor, Mariska van der Vrande, who did research in 2013 and 2015 again. And she really did research in the crowd in what that serendipity means for them. So what it's worth, what the value of that intangible thing of people meeting each other that would otherwise have never met before.
Yes.
Would have never met if there's not a machine helping them.
Yeah, there's not.
So Mariska researched it, and what came out was for us also really surprising, and we of course were very happy that the first research in 2013 there was 1 out of 6 people who really claimed they became a richer person, a better entrepreneur, and they really found something which was valuable for them. And in 2015 that were already 1 out of 5. And 1 out of 3 people also stated that it was, for them, it brought them something, not maybe immediately in value, but that they really faced serendipity when they
really had a transformation in it.
Yeah.
Right?
So right now that's already in more than 170 spaces, and we really want to bring that to the rest of the world right now.
Increase it, of course. So
necessary.
Yeah, so that's interesting to know about also the way we make impact here. It's still not measurable. It is measurable, but it's not one of the requirements of a B Corp. No. So there's even more to be done when it comes to becoming a B Corp.
Exactly. So, you can't state it in numbers.
No,
of course we can say we have per year, to give you an impression, in only one location we have more than 60,000 people using workspaces by paying with their social capital. So if you look at the number of knowledge which is shared, that's really numerous. That's such a lot of people, such a lot of value created. But that's not in money, in terms of money. So if you look at maybe a lot of those co-working spaces aim for money, for generating money as a revenue on those workspaces. So they ask for a membership fee, or they ask for a seat price per day.
Yeah.
So if you translate that to what it, in terms of money, what we invest in society, in people, that's really. I evaluated it, and it was 1.2 million only for one location, only Utrecht, 1.2 million euros.
God.
So it's really a lot of money, which could have come out also in monetary capital.
Yes.
But we chose to invest that in the people.
Yeah, and I also think that's interesting because when it comes to co-working, still half of the co-working spaces are not profitable yet.
Exactly.
And a lot of them, they open and they close because of that. And still, it's to me not charging money for people.
And
it's making money for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So that should be measurable.
Yeah, so that's also quite measurable. That 1/3 investment in social capital, so in the people who interact with your business, that creates such a relevancy on that spot. That it becomes in the end the place to be, because that's a dynamic space and there's the energy you need. So 2/3 of the users of the space pay money for that to also have access to it.
Yeah.
So what we found is the last 10 years that 1/3 results in 2/3 monetary capital, 1/3 social capital. So if you put that on big corporations, you can believe or you can understand what it means, what it could mean for company. And then, for example, in corporates like Acmea, who are also part of our Seeds to Meet ecosystem and use the serendipity machine, for them it brings in innovation power because they connect with people outside their company and they don't have to hire consultants for all that knowledge those people bring in. They just can start collaborating.
They collaborate with entrepreneurs as well. So they're not only powering themselves, but also other people who want to make their own businesses, which is definitely in the future. It's also I was also reading research about digital nomads and freelancers, and of course self-employed entrepreneurs. That by 2030, half of the population won't be working for a company. So exactly. So it is very important that there is this partnership between
learn to work with them.
Yeah, exactly. Between
and if you miss out the connection, then you just don't have the talents available that you definitely need to innovate.
Definitely not only to innovate, but to stay alive in 10 years.
Yeah, if you don't innovate, you don't stay alive.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose that's for me.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense. So so it's
and that's exactly I think why it's so necessary and really we want to invite and inspire other companies to also start doing so. Then I wanted to give some examples to the Acmea case resulted for them in maybe better 50 innovative initiatives in their organization that came from the outside to inside, and they started working together with people working for Acmea. And then I think in the end 5 concrete startups came out.
I think it was
in 1 year, only one. And so it's really for them it's a very effective way of.
That we also made a video about it, so I think I'll also put it in the comments so everyone can watch. But it was with Linda from Acmea. And I think it's cool to tell what happened in Acmea, that they really opened their lounge, their abundance in space to entrepreneurs and freelancers to come and work.
In Apeldoorn, for example, they created like a beach environment, so you are invited to work there just by paying your social capital. Everybody is invited every day, then the thing happens that Linda, for example, from Acmea, she is organizing all kinds of startup events, meetups, and initiatives to get to know these people. And that's where it starts. And then the result is 50 innovative new initiatives.
With new products being launched as well in what you said, in 1 year. So it's really amazing numbers.
And years ago, in the early years, and that's I think still what a lot of companies do, they invest a lot of money as venture capital in startups. So that's the way, buying shares in those companies, that's the way of interacting. But most of the times that just doesn't work. And it's proven that only 1%, I think, from startups is surviving. So it's a lot of money down the drain. And this brings you immediately value for your company, for your employees, because they have more people to work with. And it's just quite visible every day, every single day, what knowledge is around. That's accessible for you. So those people really, they chose to share it with people within Acmea. So I think that's really a good example of
definitely.
The way to go.
And you also said it helps the employees and those entrepreneurs, but not only them, but also the world with the products they're developing. So one of them, what I've heard, is like a scooter for elderly people. So it's really by making our lives better, because one day I'll be old and maybe I'll need that scooter. So
for them, really, those kind of innovations are very important, because there are more and more elderly people, and if they organize that care more,
more bigger life quality, right? When you reach that age, and not only for that age, this is like only one of the examples of what they launched. So you're really, by empowering those entrepreneurs and empowering your own people, you create more knowledge, more products, and you create a better world.
And another example, maybe also nice to mention, is in the Netherlands, Macro, which is part of Metro Group. It's a very big company.
They're really all over the world.
But in the Netherlands, there's a CEO called Kev Helbergen, and he's really decided to change that whole macro from in the past being a retailer selling products, and now what they want to offer to entrepreneurs is an environment where they can work from and where they can become a better professional, better entrepreneurs. And they believe now that if they offer these people a space in the center, in the heart of their shops, then in the end they will do business anyway. Yeah. So if they leave their workspace for a day, they will do their shopping, and so you really transform to a better person. And on that, by doing that, you come in the heart of people. Yes. So they become ambassadors, and they share the story of why macro does this. And so that's really a great example. In 17 shops, they're really transforming from retailer to an environment for entrepreneurs to be successful.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing story, because you wouldn't expect that, because macro, from what I know, it's
very traditional.
And it's also like a supermarket. So you usually don't think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go there and work there and sit and
Exactly.
But they're really promoting also a lot of events with their own abundance. So
they have a whole program with all kinds of meetups, and they want to be actually a covered marketplace, also for regional farmers to present their products. And so it's, I think, really from this time to offer with those shops they have anyway, and they have great parking spots, and they are quite good accessible. So if they offer these spaces for the whole environment around them, and also those local farmers, then I think that's really what consumers want at this moment.
Yeah, of course.
It's experience. It's more than experience.
Yeah, and they're already selling for entrepreneurs. So then you make other companies, not only your house or a local or like your family kitchen better, but you make restaurants, and people who work with food work with those local farmers.
Wineries, wine farmers, and even if you only have one type of wine, if the farmer itself is there to share stories about it, then that makes it so much more valuable than just a shelf with all kinds of wines without a story. So this is really something I think very valuable for
it's like an exponential good, because then you really take like the big retailer to other companies, and then you really start spreading this in an exponential way, because from one supermarket there's probably a lot of restaurants, hotels who buy from there. So
it's actually from a value chain where they are one part of that chain. That's what they did before, to a value network, and acting in a value network, and that's where they offer a platform, and they use the infrastructure we offer them with the serendipity machine and seeds to meet to facilitate that process.
And see
but it's
who
really
is doing
great to see that they are really, that it really helps them to transform to a totally different player. And I think that's really added value if you compare that with Sligro and Hanos and all those shops, which are still just shops. This is something totally different.
They have a space to innovate now.
So more about that value network thinking instead of value chain thinking is in Society 3.0. Maybe you can also put a link in the comments.
Definitely. Society 3.0 it's definitely a must.
The book is underneath the laptop of Dia, so I shall not take it out.
I always do that. It's funny. I am putting like books underneath my laptop so people can see us better. But it's funny because last time was the Serendipity Machine book, and also Lenneke, she was like, here's the book. You can. This is the old version. This is the Dutch version.
This is the Dutch one. But that's the one.
But there's also an English version, and it's actually for free. You can download it.
Society 3.0. .com.
So you can.
Last time you mentioned it.
I think I always mention it because it's really a book that changed, literally changed my life.
You thought about it. Definitely.
But so I think we spoke a lot of very good cases. Thank you so much for coming.
There's a lot more to mention, but I leave it for now. I leave it up to this.
And then next week we're gonna have another live, and it's going to be a special one because it'll be me and Lenneke will be in Paris for the We Share Fest.
The We Share Fest. That's nice, great.
Yeah. So it's
a lot of great people there, and really worth
a lot of
sharing.
Good speakers, and so it's next week will be all about sharing economy then, because we've been We Share Fest. It's a festival that happens every year. I think for a while now already. It's I don't know 5 years.
5 editions.
Yeah.
So we were there now for the 4th edition. I think.
So
it's always a good. Good event.
It's my first one. I've never been there, so it's I'm very excited.
We'll have a look at your Facebook Live. I'm looking forward.
Please do. And also, this video will also become a podcast, so you can download it later. There's also other podcasts from the last lives, and next week we're gonna post another one. But by the end of the day, you can already download it. And again, if you have any questions for Marielle about B Corp,
feel free to ask me.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.
It was a very good one. I really liked it.
Thank you. Speak to you next time.